Just for the people to see. You'll see people in the chat room saying stuff, and you know you can just. But I can't watch them now. Normally I be in the chat room.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, good.
Money.
Yeah, what it is, y'all? It's your boy, Neighborhood Nipsey Hustle. Fucking with DWR, holding y'all down. The Matrix Radio Live, Slaughter Ave, Hustle Music, nigga.
R.I.P.
Yep. Producer's point of view back in the building. You already know what it is. When I touch this mic, it's got to be somebody that's new and influential with a product that we got to talk about. And I got my guy, Seanysean, in the building today. Sean, what's going on, man?
What's happening, man? It's a pleasure being here. Word.
First off, you know, it's the end of a week. I ain't gonna say what day it is because y'all don't know when y'all actually gonna watch this. But whenever you gonna watch it, just know we was at our end of our week. It might be the beginning of your week or whatever, but it's a safe place. We here. So what's going on, man? I seen you eating some good food today. I came in with a nice slice of pizza, so I know our bodies is feeling good. How your mind feeling?
I feel better. Even though me and my lady, we kind of had a hard time getting here, but we made it.
We was in that same traffic. It's Friday. Well, like again, I gave it away, so it was just Friday in real time, and you know, it is what it is, man. We made it though. We made it. What's going on though? How you been? How's life been? I gotta talk to everybody and do a mental health check-in after 2020 because it was rough. It was rough for everybody.
Mentally and spiritually, family good. I'm at a good space. You know, health definitely is in order.
All right.
You know, no dysfunction and everything else through the grace of the Most High. Like, I'm still here. You know, and just
let's
moving according.
Let's get a round of applause for that. Let's definitely get a round of applause for that. All right, so tell me how'd you come up with the name Seanysean? That's I normally like to start off with that question.
Right. Well, when I was born, I was born and raised uptown on 149th, and then when I was 3.
Harlem world in the building.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Harlem too.
When I was 3, I moved downtown to 121st and 7th Avenue.
Okay,
and,
still in Harlem.
Yeah, my grandmother and my mom's, they gave me that nickname since I was a kid. So everybody in the house was like calling me Shawnee. So I kind of was like responding to that. So it was like a roll off the tongue. So I really didn't add Seanysean until later on down the line because I actually had another name called, people was calling me Jay Sean.
Jay Sean, where did Jay come from?
My last name Jenkins.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me in the hood they took your last name and made it your first name just to make it a nice hood name?
Pretty much. because you know, like a lot of people knew me as Jay Sean, like just like the music guy, running around having fun and stuff like that. But I really
Alright, so then you've been doing music for a while then.
Right.
Like let's go back. Like where did it all begin?
When I was 13 years old, a friend of mine's, he had these instrumentals like with the locks and DMX and stuff like that, and he started rapping.
Money, power, respect, and
right. So he convinced me to start doing music, and I was like, I don't know. But during the time around 2003, you know, rap battling became like a norm, and everybody around my area, downtown, uptown Harlem, they was rapping.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw some names out and see if you can co-sign. Murder Mook.
Yep. That's
40 Cal.
Yep.
Rest in peace to Party Artie.
Right.
Alright, so those are all like
and you have
Low
Deluxe.
Deluxe.
You can't forget about
Yeah,
him.
definitely won't forget about him. I'm just saying that I rock with Loaded too. He's been up here interviewed for quite some time. So yeah, alright, so let's say this. Let's let everybody know this is his first time being on a podcast. And how many years you been doing music?
15 years.
Alright, so we gotta give you a while for that. So 15 years. I mean, you must have been on Hot 97, Power 105, and everything else, and you just did it in reverse and made your way back to the independence. You done made it big, and you said, you know what? Let me go back and show some love to the independence. So you came to the best independent radio station in the whole wide world.
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Pleasure being here.
Yep. All right, so Harlem World. You come by way of Harlem World. We want to shout out to Jesse Jess. because you got a story about Jesse Jess that you got some influence that you was dropping some positive words about him, and I had some myself, so I said let's do that, and then right after that we're gonna get into your first record.
All right. How I met Jess is I was currently during the time I was working in Bay Plaza Mall, and
Now, that's up by me, so I must have seen you quite often when I used to go to the movies or something like that. You ain't gotta disclose what you was doing up there. You was working.
I was working.
And that's all that people need to know. You wasn't out here robbing and stealing and
Nah, not at all.
throwing your life away. Okay.
And the funny thing about it, his son, he walked up. His son told me, I'm like, that gotta be Justin. I didn't pay no mind. Then by the time I came back upstairs, I seen his son walk off to one of the food courts in a restaurant, and I pulled him to the side. I said, "Is your father so-and-so?" He said, "Yeah." I'm like, "He into the music business?" He like, "Yeah, I think you should talk to him." And I ran down on him and told him what I was about. Like, I'm currently like seeking like guidance, publicists and stuff like that. And he was adamantly reached out to me the following week, and me and him started talking from there and took him from there.
Yeah, round of applause for Jesse Jess too. All right, so my thing with Jesse, my backstory with Jesse is 2000, I guess early 2002, maybe late 2001. He sent me an email based off of seeing my my instrumentals that I had on a website called IUMA, which was an independent music format platform where you as a producer you can put your music up there, and kind of like what Spotify and all that is now. That's what that was back then.
Right.
And he heard some of my music, and he seen I had an independent recording studio, so he was seeing if I can record a radio show that he had in mind that he wanted to do called Promo Radio, which was for FM radio, but for independent FM radio.
Right.
And I'd never done any music. I mean, I'd never done any radio from at that time. So I was like, I wasn't gonna tell him no. This was like an opportunity that came to me 2 years after, I was just working independently in the game, just doing my own thing.
Oh, wow.
So I took it, and from that we did his show, and we interviewed Graf when Graf first came out. I mean, we interviewed so much people back then, Remy, like we talked to so much people in the early stages and I had a studio in my home apartment. So that was on 235th and White Plains Road. And anybody that knows me, they date me all the way back to having it in my apartment. And we had everybody like Grand Pooba coming through. We had my man AG from Showbiz and AG. A lot of the battle rappers started off from Uptown.
Grand Pooba from Brand New Beats, right?
Yeah. So that was dope. And so shout out to Jesse Jess for that.
Yes.
And from then he pretty much lit the match, and I've been flaming up ever since then. I went from having one show a week all the way to as much as 40 shows a week of people coming to me to record their shows. 40 different people having me produce their radio show out of my studio.
Oh, nice.
And think about 40 shows, and then each show might be inviting like 2 to 3 different artists that may come with 5 different people every time they come up to take pictures and chill. So think about that kind of traffic before social media was even a thing. So my buzz was up already because people just knew who I was from the interviews and the sound drops and it being so new. It's kind of like how everything came out, like Instagram came out, Facebook and all, like it all came out and had this position, and same thing with the Damatrix Studios.
Right.
That was here to do what we're doing right now, talk to the independents and give you our platform. So so salute to us and I've done it for 21 years straight. Outside of COVID, when I took a little bit of break, I still was doing interviews from social distance. So I've been running straight through, and that's all credits to Jesse Jess for believing in me. And we've been through so much, all the award shows I've like engineered and was backstage. So I think 10 of them out of, if he did 11, I think probably 1 I might have missed because I was out of town, because my son lives out of town. So I can now honestly say that I grew up in the industry with Jesse Jess. So whatever you believe in him, like he believed in me, and now obviously he got you back here with me. So it's
shout out to him.
So definitely salute to him. So yeah, y'all can follow him, Urban Threshold on IG, I think it is, Urban Threshold.
Yeah.
It's a green logo, so when you see that, that's Jesse Jess. He does a lot for the independent artists, he does a lot for marketing and promoting, and he knows everybody. He was doing the A&R reports, so he knows A&R summits, he was doing those, and he had brought out everybody out. Anybody that's an A&R, that's somebody right now, he's gave them awards and been a part of it, so make sure y'all follow that guy. Alright, but let's get into your first record. So you got 2 joints. So you got Blacking Out and you got Bobby Brown. So
right.
Which one would you like to set the tone with?
I mean, let's do Blanking Out, you know, something that people could party to, like vibe out to, you know, turn up.
Alright, let's do that.
Yeah, shout out to Loose Connections for producing the record out in Springfield, Mass.
No doubt. Alright, let's get into that and we'll be right back.
The producer's point of view.
I'm gonna bring it back. Let me just find this drop. Where I'll put that drop at? There you go.
Music.
Just sharp, you sick for this one, man. Yeah. Too much smoke in the air, got me faded. Flyest nigga, well, guess I'm underrated. What it do? Hey, shorty, want me hanging out. Them roses gonna have us breaking out. When this nigga hit me, ain't no telling I be loopy. Chain iced out, looking spooky. Who I be? See me all up in the tabloids. Call me Shorty Sean, baby, I'm a bad boy. Shit cooking like a dealer, like it's time people. Got you guessing like this nigga is a mind reader. Hit the gas on the meter, had the car geeked up. Feel the smoke, real paper like the Grim Reaper. So sophisticated nigga, I'm so bossed up. Machiavelli with these bitches getting tossed up. Niggas claim about the hustle, which I know they do.
Microwave. We're gonna finish this off when we're done.
Right.
Kitty litter, saying that they really been a fall from a silly nigga. Knowing I'm the city worst nightmare. Coming to my city, we don't fight fear. Too much smoke in the air, got me faded. Flyest nigga, well, guess I'm underrated. What it do? Hey, shorty, want me hanging out. Them roses gonna have us breaking out. Poppin' icy cotton, got me breaking out. Taking shots to the head, got me breaking out. In the group, real shorty got us breaking out. Them roses gonna have us breaking out. I'm in my own zone, cause I'm hooked up like I'm Tron. In my own zone, telling shorty I got phone. And when I go wrong, my nervous fast is I got phone. Let it be known, with this rap shit I got phone. Cause I come with a really truck, man I really don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm in it for the bigger bucks. I'm coming my hitters, you really duck. I'm getting my fingers up here with my niggas celebrating life for any cut. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Here to win, that's the what. Nigga, what? Too much smoke in the air, got me faded. Flyest nigga, well, guess I'm underrated. What it do? Hey, shorty, want me hanging out. Them roses gonna have us breaking out. Poppin' icy cotton, got me breaking out. Taking shots to the head, got me breaking out. In the group, real shorty got us breaking out. Them roses gonna have us breaking out. Got me blinking out. Got me blinking out. Got us blinking out. Got me blinking out.
Hey, yo, check it, man. This your boy G Dep, the hot. Yo, check it, man. This your boy G Dep, man. The Harlem hang glider, high flow provider on the Matrix Radio Vision Show. Y'all know what it is. My man DWI. Whenever I come through, man, you show me wild love, man. Let's get it, baby. Come on.
Let's go. Shout out to G-Dep for all of his contribution to the game. I don't know, he's still down. I wonder why he couldn't get pardoned when that last president was going out. We could have got G-Dep out, right? He was honest.
Yes.
He was honest about what he did. But anyway, we back in the building with another one of Harlem's greatest, or soon to be Harlem's greatest. My man Seanysean. What's up, Shawnee?
Yes.
So yeah, you caught me off a slice of pizza and a nap, being stuck in traffic. So I'm like good. Like, I'm charged up right now. I could use a shot or something right now. It's the weekend. I got some Douce in there that I was sipping on yesterday that I probably shouldn't have been sipping on, but it was my girl Didi's birthday, so I had to show Didi some love early in the morning. I don't even drink early like that, and I started like 8 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, excuse me, like 10 o'clock. It was crazy. What was I doing? So anyway, tell me how you like to spend your days being from Harlem. Like, what's your turn up being in the music industry?
Like
Pre-COVID too, because nothing is regular no more. So, I mean, what you used to do?
What I used to do, like most of the time, like if I'm not working working my regular job, most of the time I'm doing music. If I'm not doing music, then I'm out with my family. If not, then I'm out planning something, a music video or performance or stuff like that, just to keep myself preoccupied. You know, so
you don't get sidetracked. That's good. You
No.
stick to the script, and you do what you gotta do. That's dope. Because a lot of people tend to think that because you're in the industry, you have to have this facade of like you always turned up, you gotta wear the biggest chains, and like because that will make people like you. And yeah, I mean it works for the people that it works for, but that's not everybody. You can be a guy that has a job and still has a music career and a family and happy. Like that's
Right.
all those things could be true at the same time. So I salute you for actually having that type of background in this business, because we need more people like you to show like, yo, you can still work. Like I don't know, all of this don't have a job.
You know the problem is too, man. I had a couple of talks with my mentor. It's like even though I'm an independent artist, and most independent artists out here right now, they have that mentality like, oh, I don't need a job, but like, what's being funded? Like,
Right.
how your music is being funded.
I mean, if they get in street money, they get street money, but that can't be feeling comfortable. First, when you live in dangerously on one side, and then the music industry is not a place where you can just do whatever. Like you got to be on point, like too, because it's about relationships and everything is a little fragile. Not even a little, everything is really fragile.
Yeah.
If you out in the street doing stuff, some people don't want to deal with you because then you bringing that energy to what they got going on. So you got to be. I mean, you might be killing yourself by trying to help yourself.
And you hang yourself by a noose, like
Right.
you cutting yourself off for the long run. If you're thinking about prolonging into the music entertainment business alone, sometimes you gotta remove yourself from the negative environment and the negative energy around certain things. You know.
Right. So let me ask you, who was some of your influence as far as artists coming up? Are you going with Harlem artists, or you got somebody that's not from Harlem that influenced you to get busy?
I would say Big L. Big L played.
Oh, that's Bronx. I'm gonna say Harlem. Is he Harlem?
Big L's from Harlem.
Harlem, yeah. We took him. DIT took him up to the Bronx. You right.
Yeah, they
Harlem,
embraced
my
it.
bad.
But you know, Bronx and Harlem is cousins.
Alright, and speaking of him, aren't you a part of or being you have a role in the upcoming flick?
Yes, I'm currently playing the main role of Big L.
Oh, we just gonna just hold that one, right? We didn't get to the Hollywood side. See, here at DSM, we do the music, we do the backlight, we do the background check, and then we come up to the Hollywood, because everybody got a Hollywood story. So tell me how that happened for you.
It just happened last year. I'm minding my business, like I'm about to go home. A friend of mine's named Nine Lives, he contacted me, like blow my
I feel like I know Nine Lives for a lot of years. That I haven't seen him in a while, but I feel like I definitely know him.
He wound up calling me, asking me, do I want to meet with this producer that's currently working on the Big L project that they're currently working on. I said, sure, why not? So I met up with the producer. He asked me if I know Big L stuff. I said, yeah.
And you was really a Big L fan before that, like
way
so
before
you knew
that.
all the
I knew-
Ebonics and everything.
Yeah, everything. I studied Big L since I was 15.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it was like
So you was fit for the job.
yeah, it was just a blessing in disguise. So long story short, I had the video audition. He gave me a week,
Mm-hmm.
but I had the video audition done in a matter of 3 days, and I sent it over, and that's how they was interested into me. And then when the actual audition came into play the following second week, I met McGruff. Shout out to McGruff from
Shout out to McGraw. Mm-hmm.
for Children of the Corn, and they had me rap the 98 freestyle, and I did it right in front of them, and they always surprised because I sound like him. So and
Wow.
I got the role.
That's dope. That's dope. So tell me something about Big L that you think would have happened if he wasn't murdered at that early age of his life. Like who's not so much whose spot would he take now, but where would you think he'd be with right now? You think he'd be on a Jay-Z level, Big Pun, not Big Pun, Fat Joe's level, or Snoop's level? Like which? Because they all got different. There's a different level to the superstar that all of them are.
Based on his second project that he worked on, the Big Picture, and he had the 3 records was Ebonics, Size 'Em Up, The Enemy, those three records alone, he had a balance for commercial. So based on his writing ability, I believe that he would been capable of making commercial big records along with State Property and Hove and Memphis Bleak, because he was already ready at that time anyway, and he was already far advanced than any other artist.
Right.
You know, I believe that he definitely would have been in a lane like Nas and Ghostface and Wu-Tang and stuff like that,
Yeah,
but also too still had that underground balance at the same time too to keep it
Like he
organic.
could jump on anything like at this, yeah, because he was his flow was ahead. He did have like a Jay-Z fast type of flow, which once that would have slowed up, because anybody that you can rap slow like the DMX, and when they was able to slow it up and tell a story, like it was like they could still rhyme with any of these artists that's out now.
And the amazing thing about it too, he was telling stories and his rhymes,
Right,
which
right.
was incredible.
Right.
You know, but just based on his whole persona, his energy, he definitely would have been big. But unfortunately, his life got cut.
Right. Well, I mean, you get the chance to put your stamp and revitalize his life and show people that in another light. And this is gonna come out on Netflix. Doc?
They currently working on that situation right now, and
Okay.
like
They just putting it together now, and then they'll just start shopping it.
right, they just like right now they're dealing with the business side of things right now. So I just did my part.
Is the guy Showtime involved with that too?
Yes, he's playing Lord Finesse.
Lord Finesse, yeah. So then, yeah, that's the same movie I'm thinking about. Shout out, cause that's my favorite. I was with Lord Finesse and I was with AG and Showbiz the other day. So that's my family, like for real. So those guys, I've been around them a while. So.
I mean, the biggest cosign that I ever could get from the Big L situation is I already knew his older brother, Big Don. So I already knew him already 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
When the L I contacted him and let him know, and he the one that
He was on wall with it too?
he's the one that actually written the story along with the producer.
Oh, okay. So this is definitely if his brother's writing it, that means it's facts and facts.
Yeah.
And more facts. All right, man. Well, definitely salute to you again. That's big. That's big, and I appreciate that. Anything else you want to leave with the people? Your contact information, your social media, so that people that's watching these videos can get at you.
Yeah, sure. People definitely can check out my website. It's at Seanysean.com. It's the same thing as my Instagram, my Facebook, and the whole nine. Also, too, the record Blanking Out is currently available at all major platforms: Tidal, Amazon Music, Apple, and Spotify.
Dope. And it definitely will be going into DSN's rotation, daily rotation, influential rotation. I'll do an influential top 20, so that'll be going on. And y'all know I do the producer's point of view every day, normally at 3 o'clock, between 3 and 5. So y'all can definitely catch that. We are a media-based licensed station now, so now all you artists that's out there that's watching that actually have your metadata and all that together, and you want to be charted, I can make it happen for you. I'm just saying. Holla at your boy. But yeah, let's close out. I want to play this last record because there's another session going on after us, and I want to be on time.
Yes.
But I salute to you for you and your peoples for coming in and holding us down in the studio. Lovely lady in here fixing the cameras and taking one picture for you. You asked for a couple of pictures. She went back on phone like, yo, you know what? He got enough media. He good.
He has enough pictures.
But nah, it's a good look. I enjoyed this interview, and I'm gonna enjoy staying tuned in what you got going on and watching that movie, and then when that movie gets ready to drop, you're gonna come back up again and talk to some of our peoples. We got media days that we do. We'll probably come out to whatever the red carpet is. So yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there to support.
I actually want to make this one. Yeah, my project is Give Me a Reason. It's gonna be available this Sunday and all major platforms as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right. So definitely. So that's perfect then. So say the date. Because normally this Sunday might be next week when this drops, and then they're gonna.
yeah, they may forget about it. It's April 18th. Give Me a Reason. It's gonna be available on Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon.
So any day after April 18th, it's safe to say that I can go find that project. Are they buying it or are they just streaming it? Or how you selling it or you just
It's
giving it
on
out?
streaming. It's on streaming.
Alright. Because I'm fighting the war with trying to make sure independents like keep their get some money for the projects they put out. You spend money on studio time to put it on your website and ask for a donation of $1 for the project, and you see your money start rising based off of the people that really support you. So
Absolutely.
do both. Just make sure you keep a balance. Continue to be an entrepreneur, especially if you work in a regular job. You want to get that money back on the back end.
Absolutely.
Yep. So I introduced this last record we're gonna get into on the outro.
Yeah, sure. The name of this record is called Bobby Brown.
And why?
Well, it's based on a dedication to Bobby Brown. I was inspired by
Did somebody ever say you look like him?
no, no, my mother.
Not the crazy face looking.
Nah, no.
Not to the drawing.
Yeah, my mother is a huge fan of Bobby Brown. So when I heard this beat, it gave that feeling,
Okay.
like that retro feel. So shout out to Bang Out and myself. We actually
The
produced
producer Bang Out
Yes.
from back then.
Yes,
Tell him
that's my
to
guy.
holler at DWI. He gonna know what it is.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
my guy.
I seen him at the Beat Club back in the days. I was the DJ for that Beat Club, and he was like the winner that kept winning.
Yeah, he an ill producer.
Yeah, nah, he's
ill. So
All right,
shout out to
so
him.
behind the scenes, you're gonna connect me with him too, cause I used to have his number. I probably still got his name in my phone, but I don't have the right number. So let's make that happen. But again, salute to you, Seanysean, for coming through the producer's point of view, Damatrix Studios, and yeah, I'll be hearing this music spinning on the show. Y'all know what it is. Make sure you send those requests. I need you to, at the end of when I stop talking, I need you to do a drop going into your song, shouting out DWI, Damatrix Studios. And if you want to throw in Jesse Jess, you can throw him in there too, and then shout out your song.
Nah, I got you.
Go.
Yeah, shout out to DWI, the Matrix Studio. We now tuned in, Seanysean.